Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo, and I am here for... I'm not sure yet. I have to decide. I don't want to do a bochi. Partly because I feel like shit today, and I'd like to give bochi the time of day. Give it some focus. I can tell you exactly why I feel like shit today. So I guess we'll start. There. I woke up pretty early today. Went to bed at a reasonable time. Woke up at a reasonable time. Nice. Got my sunlight and decided to try to have breakfast. And did that poorly. What I had for breakfast was I had a pastry, a sugary pastry. I had a banana, and I had some raisins. And I had my athletic greens drink, and my greens, and some apple cider vinegar, which I normally do in the morning. And that got me started in a terrible way. Really wrecked my whole energy state and emotional state over the course of the entire day. I sort of just woke up about an hour and a half ago. It's 5:40 from a nap, which I didn't intend to take. I just sort of lay down and passed out. So this whole spike drop of my blood sugar levels really, really occurred and really messed with my day. I did, however, manage to utilize some of that spike portion for something worthwhile. I probably should have just turned on the recording and gotten going, because then it would be worthwhile and I'd have something to show for it, and that would be much better. But I used it to work on the MPV Lua scripts that I've been sort of playing with in the background, and decided I haven't used ChatGPT since GPT-4 dropped, and decided to try to use GPT-4 in order to leverage it to help me write these Lua scripts in order to start recording any play pause inputs put into a video, and then record those into a file, and then when the video file is loaded the next time, to then replay those play pause inputs. So if you play through 3 seconds of the video and then pause for 3 seconds, then play through 3 seconds of the video, when you open the video again with the replay script instead of the recording script, it'll play for 3 seconds, pause for 3 seconds, and then play for 3 seconds. And I got it to work like almost perfectly within milliseconds of each other, synchronizing those things for saving those simple inputs and recording them and pulling them back out. At that point, I was so shocked that it was even possible that I kind of hit a wall, and also hit a sugar crash wall. But the wall is something like, I don't know how to wrap that up in a way that becomes user friendly, because I'm like moving files around so that they auto load into MPV and stuff, and it's nowhere near user friendly enough to make it a useful thing for people, let alone for other creators to utilize for their own purposes. But it's immediately, I was looking at it like, this is something special. This is something novel. That ability to record a series of inputs and then play them back somewhere else, really lightweight, so that you don't have to share the file itself, and we can talk about a file as we go. That's something special. And so it makes me think, if there was some way to wrap it up into a GUI where you select reaction video, or like primary video, right? This is the thing to which everything else is synced. And then select the file that contains all the inputs, and then select the video that you're watching file, and get MPV or a different player to play both of those in unison with the thing synced up and pausing and playing as the video player does. It opens the door to enabling a whole slew of not just reaction style and commentary style content, but modes of reuse and reutilization and remixing of content that I had never thought of before. And if I can figure out a way to make it as simple as possible, and as user-friendly as possible, and as open source as it can be, and spread it a little bit, there's some real serious potential here. And so I'm excited by that, and I wanted to share that. I drew today, as I have every day for the past while. That is a white sheet of paper. This is Castles in the Sky. You've got sort of traditional styled clouds with a couple of weird castles. This one, they kind of look like Moscow, like the Kremlin style buildings with the little things on top. I don't fucking know why. And then this one, they look like either bread loaves, like French bread, or maybe that one building in London that is spiraled. I don't know. But this is like castles in the sky. Where did that come from? Got a theory, I guess. A part of it is that I spent today working on. I feel somewhat ashamed of the way that I spent today, to be honest. I don't feel great about it. I wish that I had a good Bochi recording or a good JoJo's recording, because those are sort of the things that I'm supposed to do. And instead, I spent today working on building a thing where I don't know where it's going. And to some extent, that's what we call, or would call, building castles in the sky. Building out dream spaces that aren't grounded. They're not built on sturdy foundations. But that's the creative endeavor in many senses, is to follow your heart even if you don't know that you should trust where it's leading. And to trust it anyway. Yay! Treasure hunting! I'll also express that I'm in quite a bit of discomfort via my rib. Things are shifting around because I've been going back to the gym. And some of that is less than comfortable. Last time on Treasure Hunting, we watched Kaiko Saretan Koku Heishi 39 no Slow Na Second Life, and it was weird. It was weird. It was as base as it could possibly be. But it was also weird in some almost interesting ways. Like, the depictions of sexuality were quite strange, and while the character's journey seems relatively obvious, it might not be. I could be wrong. It could be deeply interesting as soon as it gets started, but I kind of doubt it. It was just a weird one. Made me feel weird. Wasn't great. We move on from there to a show that I'm pretty sure we watched already. Okay. So the next thing that's up is this one, which is the Reincarnation of the Strongest Exorcist in Another World. Okay, but this, I'm pretty sure we saw this. And it's right here. It's Hyoken no Majutsu ga Sekai wo Suberu. Saikyo on Myoji, the greatest Ice Blade sorcerer, gets reincarnated in another Save the World. Right? Okay. I might kid, but honestly, this looks the same to me. It's completely different, I'm sure. The whole style of everything is completely different. Honestly, the character's design is more interesting. There's a cute little animal character, which is something. It's not much, but it's something. The two female leads that are shown in frame have personality to them. How much personality? Will it actually turn into anything of any interest? I don't know, but she's got a snaggled tooth and short red hair, so a bit fiery, but not on fire. And she's got like full smile and the blonde stuff, so maybe from a wealthy family, maybe a little bit crazier than we might expect, given this. I don't know. This dude is obviously our exorcist. I get Conan vibes from him, like Detective Conan, older person in younger person's body, acting like an older person. You know, continuing to act like they're fully aged up, mature shelf. Okay. The art style here, is this a manga adaptation or it's a light novel adaptation? The art style for the light novel I quite like. I don't dislike this at all. It's way flatter and more curved. Like, there are no straight lines in here. There's one. That is almost a straight line. That's almost a straight line. But almost everything is somewhat curved. The faces of the characters have a subtle curvature to them and like a double curve to produce the chin-cheek sort of feel. Classic big eyes, little eyes for the elf character, fine. It feels like a lot has been lost in the style translation here. Reasonably so. It's to anime and you're animating things and they're going to be different and whatnot. It doesn't feel hypersexualized. The characters are definitely drawn to be anime proportioned, you know? Hips, waist, chest, right? Definitely anime proportioned, but not we're not focused in on it. These uniforms aren't super low cut. I mean, there's some Zetai Ryoki going on here, but it's distinctly off in the background, and our characters are distinctly turned away from camera, as opposed to being, oh, uh, that or this. Isekai Nonbiri Noka with the bam or the bam, right? It's like these are in your face, and they present that on the cover, and so it indicates that that's part of what you're watching the show for. Certainly here there's a bit more of it because we got the multi-zetai ryoki thing going on, and there's definitely a various color-haired girls for different routes sort of situation potentially here. And then are all of those Pokemon CG? Good God, that's a lot of CGI Pokemans. And then Mr. Mans over here is staring off into the distant background. That might actually be him before he is reincarnated, or it might be some grander threat. I do like this cloud thing that's woven in between to make it all feel like it's in unison. It sort of helps to offset the CG clearly weird nature of the shinies, because they they pop. They're 3-dimensional when everything else is 2-dimensional and drawn. They pop, and so putting layers between them, it may help, it may hurt. I don't know. I like the cloud things regardless. I like the way that they look. 2 moons, so you know we're in a different world. That's obvious. Uh, Exorcist symbols, school uniforms. Obviously, we're going to be in a school situation of some kind. I assume. If we're not, then it's weird that everyone is in Seirafuku. But these are school uniforms, and he's going to become the greatest exorcist with the help of a little cat squirrel made of clouds, and also some girls and 2 moons. We'll see how they weave in, if they weave in any of the traditional style imagery. It's like the clouds that I drew up here. It's funny that that happened that way. The sort of circle, cylinder clouds. I don't know how to think of them. Bubble clouds. Those things. We'll see if they weave in any of that sort of ukiyo-e scroll stylization. It's in all of the promo art, so I kind of hope that it's in some of the animations, that it makes it an interesting feel. Like as transitions between stuff, or like when he fires up whatever powers he's doing, do a thing with that and get some stylistic shifts going in order to make it feel fun or interesting or novel or different or something. Otherwise, my expectation is that this is going to be a core base fantasy school isekai power fantasy reincarnation jutsu smorgasbord. Um, we'll find out. Let's watch episode 1, and we'll certainly find out. Shaikyo Onmyoji, episode 1. We begin with the beep beep timer. There'll be 2 versions, picture in picture in the description, timer on YouTube, beep beep timer to count you down. Let's get to it. No! They're normal clouds! Okay, so we're letterboxed in order to demonstrate that this is the past. Ah, Moniga. That's a dragon. That's your boy. Mo tobeta. Saikyo Onmyoji. The greatest swarkerer. Good boy. Pet, pet, pet. Oh, The strongest in every sense. I even got to head pat children. Pat, 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 pat. Pat, 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 pat. The strongest head patter just pats through the head. Smash! Oh, you lost everything. But how? But how, though? Hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh. A brutal double betrayal. They got that musical cue on point. Bringing the flute in and some of the lightness for hope and stuff. Fucking cool. I liked that whole intro. I think that was a solid character setup. Lamperouge? Wait, is that Shonen? Yorokobe Shonen. Is that him? Is that ya boy? No power? Zero power? Cool. He's a piece of shit. Dude, that's absolutely him, isn't it? Holy crap. Ah, Blaze Lamperouge. Sho Hayami. My mother was a mistress. Sorry, I'm obviously gonna... Okay, no magic. He's Sosuke Aizen. Nicholas D. Wolfwood. He's not the guy in Fate, though. He's not Yorokobe Shonen. Shocking. 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 Amazing. Okay, cool. But do you still have Exorcist powers? Yes. I don't hate either of those. Those are some fun, quick tricks to make that shit work. Hey. Stupid kid, you don't have any power. So I will use power against you. Yeah, you're gonna learn real fast. Alright. So that's some power fantasy stuff. Oh, if only I could call crows to chop up the shit out of people who bully me, including my brothers. Yeah, totally. Is that the biological mother, or is that what? I don't know. I don't know. Whoa. You are pressing stuff. Paper? Paper. Gotta make paper in order to do Exorcist shit. Honestly, that's pretty cool. Ah, paper cutting. Snip, snip. General lighting on the scene, processing, all that stuff is pretty okay. Hi. You're a character. Who? Oh, he took his stuff and threw it away, I guess. Something like that. Yeah, okay. Hmm. Yeah, how do you treat the help, bro? Eh. Mmm. Huh. Mm. I bet we are going there too. I don't know how, but I'll bet we will. Ooh. Yeah. All right, Bakugo. Bullying the child, as usual. You forgot about our magic studies in order to bully somebody about not having magic. Yorokobe. Sorry, I can't help it. He sounds just like him. Oh, wands. All right. I'd rather talk about how good I am at magic. Okay, it does the magic. So what do you do in this situation? You know he doesn't have magic. So he says yes and he rises to the challenge. Ha. But you have been seeking power and becoming strong the end. Oh, he means a different kind of power. All right, so we're gonna found it on. Okay, okay. Oh, hey, we used the ukiyo-e. We did the thing that I hoped that they would do. Okay, so he uses Full Metal Alchemy. They use sorcery of some kind. Hmm. Eh. This dude does not question the impossible at all. He's just like, nah, this seems normal. This seems reasonable. Definitely nothing untoward going on here. Eh? Ah, so it's not worth the investment. I like that Glide back there is just like, this confirms everything that I know. Okay, is it gonna be a redhead? I clearly have, okay, whatever. Alright. Oh my gosh. Just full observe. Drone strike, drone strike. 4 years passed with no meaningful differences. Yeah. Can you summon homies? Again! I like that. Oh, it's gonna be the little cutie. Oh, and it's, hi. Hello. Huh? So in this world, you are a lolicon, and all your all your magic appears as loli shit. I don't know about that. Maybe it's because you're younger. So wait. She has the memories of herself? What does that say about, like, ideals and forms? They're universal between different dimensional worlds? I guess. Suck this dick. Oh, sorry. Bye. No, please don't make me go away. Oh. Whee! Little cloud, that was very cute. No, tell us about the other plane. What's going on there? You're one to talk. Uh. Ah! Alright, is this our opportunity to save the... Who decided to give the narcissist complete power? Great framing. I mean, classic, obvious framing. Ha ha. Gross. Gross. How dare you? Ha! Stash twirling bully. Hmm? Hmm. Monster in katakana, in English. Where did you get that water? Where did that come from? What? Okay. Great power. The power to harm. The power to heal. Ah. Yo. Wait, what was that? It was transference of something? Something like that? Okay. Not just like them at all. Oh? Oh. That was great. The ideal behind the form. The platonic ideal. The shadows cast on the wall. Hmm. Hmm. They fucking love you, boy. Oh, they fucking love your shit, boy. But not you, because you're weird. Probably because you break the laws of reality by your own existence. Like once per elemental? Or once per day? Or But what about Exorcist skills? Kill it? With feeling! With feeling, child. Put some fucking heart into it. Hmm. I will not seek powers. Immediately begin seeking power. Alright, whatever. We're gonna montage through to 14 or something? Ah, that's the main mom. Yeah. I wonder where your father goes on your birthday specifically. I wanna beat the shit out of you with a sword, bro. What do you think it's about? I'm gonna beat the shit out of you with a fucking sword, bitch. Right, Bakugo, come on. Jeez. I mean, you're just going along with it. Oh, something legit. We get to see everybody's real power. Demo. Oh. That's in 2D. It's time. Who's gonna show their stuff? It's not you two, motherfuckers. And then he'll get an invitation to the school because of it or something like that. Oh, it's a big frog. Okay, it's a big frog. What? Things that will not help. Yeah, he's already just off. He's gonna. I could capture that Pokemon. I could capture that Pokemon. That's my Pokemon. Don't you hurt my Pokemon. It looks at the main girl. Like what? All right, classic. Gotta save the damsel in distress. Without knowing what she's doing. Very cool. You hurt my Pokemon, though. That's my Pokemon. Good boy. Good. Good Pokemon. What? What? How? Mechanics. Physics. He got a wand? And it's wrapped in the paper, I assume? Bro. Dude, it's poisoned. You gotta throw a ball at it. Okay. Oh. God, they have so many staff. They have so many fucking slaves and servants. That's nuts. That's exactly right. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, we'll see. Oh. Oh! I like it, kinda, honestly. Am I gonna watch more of it? No. No, zero. It's like Mushoku Tensei. Saint. Um, it's got same sort of vibe, but with zero of the intrigue or depth of character or emotional stakes or meaning or anything. Or animation quality, clearly. That! I like that! What I will say is, I can easily imagine this first episode being terrible. Okay, so I was saying it just as we faded out here, but I could easily imagine this first episode being god awful, just garbage. And it's not. And it's not. It's kind of fun. It's stupid and predictable and simple and not of the highest animation quality in any sense. The big climactic scene kind of doesn't feel like anything. The characterization is so incredibly thin on most of the characters. We live inside the mind of the MC, which is it's sort of a light novel problem in some ways. So you get stuck in the mind of the narrating MC who already knows everything, but that's the point. It's a power fantasy where he sort of expects everything as he expects it. The little bits of stuff of technology brought to this world, the making of paper and doing things himself, they add some layers of liking the character, and I do like the character. The morality play that we do with Yilfa is lit as the thinnest that it could be. It's like, this girl is an abused slave, and your brother is going to try to fuck her tonight, given power dynamics, and you stop that, sort of. But she remains his slave for like 4 years, and we just never talk about it again. I don't know. This character is just Bakugo. It's just like, you think you could ever be as cool as me, Deku? You're nothing. You're a piece of shit. And that fits the archetype fine. I think we probably move on from this character pretty quickly. It sets up this. I feel like this kind of works if you've got a sad sack as a main character. Because you've got such a Stonewall as a main character, like, he's a 35-year-old man who's experienced some shit and fought some real monsters, and also worked for power and like been in politics and done the back and forth with real people who are really threatening. He's not threatened at all by this puny older brother character who just has the threat of physical violence over him, and barely that. And when we get the hand catch thing, and so it's irrelevant then. It's like, who the fuck are you, man? What do you even think you're doing? So I think we're just gonna move past that quickly, and he's not gonna matter for very long. The magic looks mediocre. It doesn't look great. The magic exorcism stuff looks distinct and different and unique, and the reason for that is that we drop into an ethereal, ephemeral limbo space in between. His alteration of magic alters the whole landscape of physics around him and makes it all look like traditional scrolls with the clouds that we saw. I had one real request going into this, which was that there was some cool traditional drawings of clouds and imagery and patterns and things in some of the promo art, and I was really hoping that that wasn't nothing, and that it would be at some point used within the show for some purpose. And I even said for transforming or when the magic happens. And you know what? They did it when the magic happens. And it's not the way I would have done it if I were directing this. The way that I would have done is I would have had these clouds slide past and like create a change in front of frame, right? Like completely engulf the whole of the character and reopen like a pair of doors into a different world, and then reopen into a different colored landscape, and have, you know, do a little bit of camera movement, right? Like camera moves around the character and is like, oh, he's doing the thing, and then the fireball happens, and it's unique and it's different. It sets it apart. But I'm not complaining. It took the possibility of creative expression, and it didn't flub it. There's this opportunity for creative expression in the form and the feeling of everything and the way to make things work, and they applied it where it needed to be applied. It's not like you ask a student to perform a task and they go above and beyond and create something totally novel that you didn't expect. That's one thing. That's like Shaft. That's like Mononoke. That's like, it's like an interesting standout show that's like, whoa, what the hell? That's weird. That's different. That's novel. That's unexpected. That's one thing. This is, you asked a student to complete a task, and they recognized all the parameters of the task and completed all the parameters of the task. And it's like, well, you did the thing. Good job. That's how I feel about this show. It fucking touches the bar. So I set a pretty low bar for this show. It needs to establish a story in a way that feels like it flows relatively well. Establish a main character in a way that feels like I don't immediately hate him. I'm not immediately off-put by the feeling of the show, or any particular element of it doesn't stand out as being the worst thing that I've ever seen. And maybe does puts some effort into creativity, into making the thing feel good, and even maybe making it a little bit compelling. It touches that bar. Absolutely touches that bar. And I'll step back and say why I think, one of the other reasons that I think it does that. This opening sequence, historical drama style, a lot of animation budget went into this sequence. The letterboxing to demonstrate to us that this is in the past is fine and solid and works. The way that the monsters move is monstrous and evil. The fear and threat of destruction is real and palpable. The use of the big dragon thing, and we only see it in little bits, right? Until we get the big chomp, where it chomps the last Oni. All of this is within budgetary restrictions, right? So, pre-made fire exploding behind buildings. It's not really trying to be artistically amazing, but it is pretty good, and it gives us a taste of what power looks like, right? Like, what's the pinnacle? What's the peak? It's a classic thing to do in a show. What's the peak? What does power look like? Before we get our full reset, what could a great Exorcist look like? And this cut stands out to me because when this happened, I didn't mind the fact that the dragon is CG. It looks like a CG dragon. I noticed that it was a CG dragon, and I didn't mind. Just didn't care. It was kind of cool. It's like, all right, yeah, he's a big Exorcist boy. He gets to head pat the children into death. Yeah, you're like, okay, cool. Gets betrayed, and big thing falls in between them. Framing. Okay. Reincarnated. That's cool. I don't mind that. It sets up some potential. It sets up some like, here's what you have to look forward to as he regains the elements of this level of power. And more that he doesn't even know, right? The overall framing, the overall flow of things is basic, but basic isn't bad. It's not offensive. It doesn't feel wrong at any point. There's not, it's like the scene where Gliss or whatever, gets the horny ideation. about Yilfa. He has this sort of horny thought, and you can see it happen inside his little pea brain, where he's like, oh, I have more than the usual helping of power in this moment because she feels like she's done something wrong, and so I can use that against her, and I'll use that in order to get mine, something like that. We can see that in him, and it's framed directly. And there's something else to it, which is that he keeps stumbling over his words. Like, the voice actor was coached to don't act like you're confident about this. He knows, not only does he know he's doing something wrong, he feels wrong about it. Hones in. Today. So, and of course, your boy sees what's going on and recognizes it as being like 30-something. So there's some oddity around some of his relationships with other characters, but it doesn't seem to be a problem. Montaging is a problem, but that's part of the nature of adapting like a light novel style work. Big monster feels big and monstrous. I think that's pretty good. And we follow a pretty classic format of like, main character finally reveals his power level and gets a bit of respect by the end of the episode, and that will probably move into questioning by the father at the beginning of the next episode, leading into, no, actually, I'll decide that you can go to magic school. Fine, fair enough. If I loved this show from the light novels, maybe I'd be disappointed in it, but maybe I'd be really happy that it was getting an anime adaptation. Do I have any desire to watch it? No, it's as base as it can be. But it's not offensive. It doesn't fuck it up. And that's not nothing. It's a low bar, but it's not nothing. Because we've seen that can happen. And it's important to realize and know that can happen. So, Saikyo Onmyoji no Isekai Tenseiki, 5. Flat 5. And that's on a 1 to 10 scale, not a 6 to 10 scale. Flat 5. Cool. Next.